Hello, and thank you for buying or hiring a Alesis Nitro Mesh Kit from us here at Rhythm Room. So I'm here at Rhythm Room today in Milton Keynes, and I'm going to be showing you how to set it up. So I've got the box next to me here, and everything that you need to get it set up is in the box apart from one thing. I recommend that you get a knife. I'm using a butter knife here just to get the boxes open. Okay, so let's get this all out. First thing you're going to want is the box that says drum stand on it. We'll be getting the stands out first and laying the skeleton of the kit out ready to put the pads on. So you're going to want everything that has a foot on it, as that's going to be our frame. And all of these other things will be the connecting parts and for the cymbal pads as well. So these are our 4 feet that we've got, the 4 supporting poles. You want to have the legs that have one connector on them closest to you. The stand that has the 3 connectors on them in front of you to the left, and the one that has the 2 connectors in front of you to the right. So you've got something that looks like this. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to find the bar that has 3 connection points on them like this. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is connecting them like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to dig out all of the accessories that we need to help put everything together. So this is our accessories box, and what we need is going to be in here. What we're after is the Allen key, the Allen key and the drum key, which is there. Everything else you can put to one side for now. This is the Allen key that we need. I'm going to be using that to adjust these connectors and bring the top one up to reasonably near the top on both of the back supporting units. Okay, let's do that now. Okay, so here we are. I've got the connecting points at the top of both of the supports here, and we've now got to put in this connecting pole, and you'll see here that we've got 2 grooves in the pipe here, and then there are going to be 2 little rungs here on the inside of each. So you want to slide those grooves into those positions there. Let's do that now. Don't forget to tighten these connecting points here with your Allen key. Okay, with that part done, we're now going to grab the poles that have 2 connectors on them, and we're going to put them in to on the right hand side as you're looking at the kit. On the supporting pole that has 2 connectors, you're going to put it into that bottom one, and on the left hand side of the kit, on the middle connector, you're going to be putting one of the other ones onto that. So let's do that now. So you should now have something that looks like this in front of you. This frame is set up, so I'm going to place the last pole here into the last connector down here, and after I bring that up a little bit. Okay, so now that we've got the frame constructed, we're going to be putting in the stands that are going to hold our cymbal pads on them. So these would have come in that stand box. And the ones you're after, first of all, we're going to put on is the hi-hat stand so the short one over here. Okay, now this is where I differ slightly from the guide, because the guide recommends that you put the brain of the electric drum kit on this first connector here, and then the hi-hat here on this connector closest to this leg here. But I don't do it like that, and my reasoning for that is because I've found that students tend to prefer to have the hi-hat cymbal pad over here, and that gives you a little bit more control, and then you're sort of tucking the brain of the electric drum kit over there. So that's just the way I do it. You're welcome to swap it around as per the original instructions, but that's just what I'm going to be doing now. I'd like to mention as well, once you loosen off the connector, it can take a little bit of force to move it around, and you'll hear clicking as it goes. That's totally fine. And once you've got it in the position that you want, tighten it back up, and that should be nice and solid. Okay, the next couple of things I'm going to put in are the two cymbal stand, the crash cymbal and the ride cymbal stands. Okay, so the crash cymbal goes into this first connector right at the right on this top part, and the other stand goes onto the first one on this pole as well. Okay, so it's the first of each. That's what happens when you don't tighten that properly. There we go, let's put that in, try that again. Right, great. Next what we're going to do is we're going to get open the boxes that have drum pad written on them. We're going to get the drums on now. When you've got your three pads out, you're going to have to find the snare drum pad. Now the snare drum is unique, it's on its own, and it lives here on this pad. Okay, so the snare drum pad is this one. You can see we've got this little extra sensor that the other pads don't have. Okay, so you want to find that one because that's the one that's going to go here. Now I need to get the parts that connect the pads to the supports on the poles. Should also add that you can find them in the accessories box. Okay, when you've got all four of them out, you want to connect them to the snare drum pole here, the two connectors up here, and then a connector over here. This one is going to be the drum module, the drum brain, so we don't put the supports on that. So what I'm doing is I'm just moving the cymbal stand here a little bit further to the left, just to give more room to the toms, which are going to go up there. Just going to go up here, rather. Now I'm going to attach the pads, making sure to attach the snare drum pad to this support here. Great, so these are your pads now, they're on there, so we've got to put on the cymbal pads next. So you want to find the box that says cymbal pad, which mine is here, and we're going to be attaching the pads to all of these up here. Okay, unlike your drum pads, it doesn't matter which cymbal pad you put on which stand. When you take the felt and the screw, I don't know, when you take this part off, you're going to take both of them off, because we're going to be putting the felt on top of the pad like this. Okay, so your pad goes on, the felt goes on top of that, and then we tighten the pad like that. Reasonably firm. Not very, very tight, you don't want to over tighten it, but to a good point, reasonably firm. Okay, we'll do the other two. Okay, now it's time to assemble the electric drum kit brain and hook everything up. The box that you're after is the one that says module on it. You connect it to the support in the same way as the other drums. The cables that we're after is in the accessories box. When you get the cables out to connect it to the brain, it might look quite daunting at first, but everything is got notes on it as to where it needs to go. So that is the snare drum, which is this pad here. So I'll just quickly take you through the names of everything so that you know where to plug it all into. So this is the snare drum, this is tom 1, tom 2, tom 3, this is the hi-hat, this is the crash, and this is the ride. There'll be two other connections, one which I believe says pedal or kick, yes, it says kick. This one says kick, and hi-hat control, which is this one, which will have hi-hat control. So we don't plug those in just yet. We're going to leave them hanging because we still need to get out the hi-hat control pedal and the bass drum pad out. In the bag where you found your Allen key and your drum key, you're also going to find two screws here. This is what we can use to screw in the connector into the drum module. Okay, I'm going to have to get under this thing now. Right, first connector I've found is snare drum. So that goes into this one. What's this one? This one says hi-hat. So I'll connect it up here. This next one is the hi-hat control. So I'm not going to plug that in yet. I'm going to put that over there. This one is tom 1. So I shall be connecting it up here. To this first pad up there. Okay. This says crash 1. So that is this pad up here. This says ride 1, so it's going to be this pad over there. This says tom 2, so it connects into this pad here. This one is tom 3. Okay, I've done this quite quick, so my cables are a bit looser. So if you're doing it, make sure to take your time, wind the cables around and get them a bit tidier than me. Right, next I'm going to be getting out the bass drum pedal. So the box that says kick pedal, the box that says pedal, and the box that says kick pad. So let's get all of that stuff out. So these are all of our pads and pedals and all of that sort of stuff out now. And you'll notice here that we've got this. Now this is called the beater, and this is going to attach to the bass drum pedal here. So you're going to put the beater into this hole here. So in order to get it into that hole, you're going to have to unscrew this lug down there, right? So that can be unscrewed using the drum key, which will be found in the same bag as the Allen key was. So we're going to use that to unscrew that, and then put that back in there and tighten it. It doesn't have to come all the way out, just a few turns will do it, and then your beta pedal should fit in there. And I'll show you how I've done that afterwards. Okay, so I've fit the beta now to the bass drum pedal. I've got probably about that much of the beta poking out the bottom. You don't want to have it completely gone. Also, you don't want to have too much, and that will give you a good position with the actual bass drum on the bass drum pad itself. Okay, so you want the felt facing forwards, not the plastic part, as we don't want to damage the pad. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put these nut parts into these holes here, and then I'm going to attach that to the bass drum pedal using this down here. Okay, that's our bass drum pedal set up. So the bass drum pedal will go in the middle of the frame, right between the tom 3 and the snare drum. And your hi-hat pedal is going to be living underneath the hi-hat pad on the left here. So let's grab that hi-hat control connection, and there's a connector on the right-hand side of your pedal here, so you pop that in there. And with the kick pedal, so with the kick connector here, we're going to plug that in on the left-hand side of the pad. So that's good to go. And I believe, yeah, absolutely, that is everything. So that is everything plugged in, all ready to go. The last thing that you need to do is go into your accessories box, get out the power cable. Cable back here. There will be a UK plug adapter in here as well, and you're going to want to slide that in to the connection like that. Okay, this power cable, I believe, plugs into the side. Yep. So it's on the right hand side here, that's where your power goes. Now if you've got a set of headphones that you're going to be using with your kit, that gets connected in on the left hand side of the drum kit brain. Let me just grab my other camera. So here's the drum module. If you've got headphones, it's going to be plugging in here into the phones connector. If you've got an amplifier and an instrument cable, you're going to want to plug it into here, into L mono. And if you've got any music that you want to play along with and you've got an aux cable, you can plug in your iPod or phone into this connector here. Now to switch on the brain, there is a little switch on the right hand side on the underside. Let's see if I can show you here. So yeah, right by where the power goes in, this is that button that you push to switch on and off the brain. So that's it. That's your electric drum kit all assembled and all ready to go. Have fun.